Hello, Internet. This is round 3 of the Glasgow Regional. So, after a pretty good start of the tournament, I'm actually, 2-0. And going into round 3, I'm feeling pretty good. Maybe my team that I've just made is actually working. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good going into this. Now, my opponent has got a Rayquaza and Kyogre core as well. So, I had a few games, I kind of knew what I was doing against this kind of thing. He had some really interesting choices as well, like Clefairy and Raichu, and I'm pretty sure he had a Whimsicott as well. So I was, maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm the master of like shenanigans like that, so I kind of know what to expect from them. But I knew I had to sort of play smartly around them. And I'm sure you can see there's a bit of a theme going on here as well. Good old Hitmontop and Rayquaza. Third game in a row that I've led these two. I do like these two. I do. I might have to, again, go through and do something else with them. But I play this turn one a little bit differently. I'm going for, going for a Protect here on Rayquaza. He goes for a Follow Me, and I'm not going for a Fake Out, as you can see. I'm actually just going to go straight for a Close Combat, and he goes straight for a Nuzzle onto my Rayquaza. So, interesting turn one. Neither of us use Fake Out, and we just launch, well, he launches a Nuzzle, tries to paralyze my Rayquaza, and I go for a Close Combat aimed at the Raichu, thinking, well, actually with the Friend Guard it might not knock it out, but it'll do a good chunk. Definitely put it in Extreme Speed range for the next turn, so that I can Extreme Speed it and not get nuzzled kind of thing. And if he does go for a Follow Me, which he did, then at least I'm still doing a decent chunk to it, and it'll maybe put it in range of a few other things, because Clefairy is actually pretty bulky itself. It can survive a few attacks, so I knew that bit of chip damage would put it into range of something else. Now, this is like decision time, because I've got my Lapras in the back and I've got my Ho-Oh in the back. Both of them are weak to electric. Neither of them really want to, well, nothing really wants to get paralyzed. I mean, Lapras, I suppose, it doesn't matter too much. But if I brought a Lapras in, then where's my momentum? And it can just Volt Tackle me. So I don't want to bring Lapras in. I don't want to bring Ho-Oh in either. And if all he's going to do this turn is paralyze me, then I'm thinking, well, I can just get up to +2 here. It's not really offering any pressure on this Rayquaza at all. And in the little bit of testing I did do with this team, I played a team similar to this, and I got a Swords Dance up with Rayquaza, and even though it was paralyzed, I still just swept through his team. So that was my thinking with this turn. I also thought maybe he might try and extend his prediction a little bit too far and maybe not try to paralyze my Rayquaza as well this turn. So here's the Close Combat finally going through. So this next turn, I do Mega Evolve my Rayquaza. Always good to make that Nuzzle not very effective. And let's see what happens. There's Delta Dream, blah blah blah. And yeah, so we actually just go for the Nuzzle. So safe play. Gets a little bit of damage. So it breaks a Sash if I had a Sash, but gets the paralysis, which is the main thing really. And I do get the Swords Dance here, which is really nice. So I'm at a +2 Life Orb still, Rayquaza. Life Orb +2 Extreme Speed will do a lot of damage. And he actually doesn't go for a Follow Me here, and with the Friend Guard, the Raichu does survive. And the Clefairy actually goes for an Icy Wind, which I wasn't really expecting, but it's actually quite significant. Not because it's going to do much damage. I mean, we'll see how much damage it does here. Very little. But it's kind of significant because I think a Rayquaza, even though it's paralyzed, should still be faster than a Clefairy. It's really slow, and that means I can still get around its Extreme Speed. It's Follow Me with my Extreme Speed. But now he's got that -1 speed on me, so I'm paralyzed and -1. That Clefairy should be faster, and that means he can follow me away my Extreme Speed. So that was quite significant, actually. He actually gets a critical hit on my Rayquaza as well. Not significant at all. So he withdraws his Raichu and puts his Kyogre in, actually. Let's see what's happening this turn. And, okay, yeah, I think I remember what's happening. Here's the big long animations, Primal Reversion, blah, big fat fish, Kyogre time. And, and there we go, finally. And I go for a Wide Guard, kind of expecting just another Icy Wind, really. I thought that was probably his better option, just Icy Winding. But he goes for a Follow Me. I was going for an Extreme Speed onto the Raichu here, and so we do actually get it confirmed here that my Rayquaza is slower than his little Clefairy now. But I suppose that was a good thing, really, that he did that, because I think I would have really appreciated that Clefairy going down more. So +2 Life Orb Extreme Speed does knock the Clefairy out, which is really nice. So I think I'm in a really good position now. His Raichu is like almost down. Yeah, okay, he's got his Kyogre out, but I am threatening here with an Extreme Speed. So he does have the Fake Out. I've got Ho-Oh in the back, but I've got Lapras in the back as well. So if I can knock out this Raichu, which Lapras can do itself, really, with an Ice Shard, then I'm expecting his last Pokemon is going to be Rayquaza, and along with this Kyogre, my Lapras is, sitting really nicely. Interestingly, as well, turn 1 of the game, in the face of this Raichu, I used Protect in the face of his Fake Out. Now, Raichu really commonly carry Feint these days, so I predicted him this turn to use Feint on my Rayquaza, expecting my Protect, and just double target on my Rayquaza. And so I don't protect it, and that is exactly what he does, which is really good for me. And I don't get fully paralysed either, which lets me get a huge chunk onto this Kyogre with a +2 Life Orb Extreme Speed. So I'm, really happy with how this has gone. My Hitmontop stays around another turn as well. Rayquaza goes down, which is, a shame, especially because it's at a +2. And I actually go for the close combat here onto his Raichu. I suppose thinking that, just like I was just going through, if I get rid of the Raichu, then Lapras is sitting really, really nicely. It probably would have been nicer to go for the close combat onto his Kyogre, but I suppose I didn't want to... I didn't see really any reason why he should protect his Kyogre that turn, so I probably should have close combat into the Kyogre there. But I get rid of the Raichu, and that means that it's basically he's down to his last 2 Pokemon, and I've got 3 left. One of them is a Lapras, so I'm happy. Like, this game has gone really well for me. So yeah, it's all gone all gone to plan, really, I suppose. Here comes Lapras, and as expected, here is his Rayquaza. And, again, I'm sitting really nicely. I mean, my Lapras has got an Assault Vest, so it's not doing too much. His Kyogre isn't going to be doing too much to me unless he's got Thunder. And if he does have Thunder, then he's, basically going to be missing me 30% of the time as well. So, I mean, there is that in my favour too. So here's his Delta Stream, here's his Mega Evolution, blah, blah, blah. I suppose I could have gone for a Wide Guard here, but, I mean, there wasn't really any need to. Because he's only really going to be knocking out my Hitmontop, and if I did, well, yeah, I really shouldn't have gone for a Wide Guard here, like I didn't, because if he did go for a Water attack, then he would actually heal up my Lapras. So he just go for the Dragon Ascent after all that, and targets down my Lapras, which is fair. He does need to start hitting my Lapras, and it does just over 50%. He gets his defense drops. And he goes for an Origin Pulse, and that is why, look at that nice health, that is why I shouldn't have gone for a Wide Guard, like I didn't, so I'm really, really happy that I didn't go for the Wide Guard there. And that bit of healing there was really significant, but I'm guessing that this Kyogre doesn't have Scald or Hydro Pump or something to just knock out my Hitmontop, so he needed to do that, he needed to Origin Pulse to knock out my Hitmontop there. Don't think an Ice Beam would have. Basically to stop my Hitmontop, because I was going for a close combat onto his Kyogre this turn. So he heals up my Lapras, which is fantastic, which puts it out of Dragon Ascent range. As you saw, the Dragon Ascent only did like 52% or whatever. Didn't do that much damage to my Lapras, so I definitely can survive another one. Goes for the Origin Pulse, which is fair enough. He needed to do that to knock out the Hitmontop to prevent his Kyogre getting knocked out. But again, I'm in a really good position here. I do go for the Freeze Drive because I felt that the only thing really that he could hit my Lapras with was the move that would lower his defenses, and with a minus special defense, then the Freeze Drive will be a 2-hit KO. He might even, maybe, be in an Ice Shard range, probably not, but I mean, the game is mine at this point, isn't it? So he can't knock out my Lapras, and I'm just sitting in a really good position. So he goes for the Dragon Ascent. All I have to do really is just attack both his Pokemon and I win. I mean, they're both at such a low percentage. I can survive both of his attacks, and I just need to, press the win button, really. But he goes for a Dragon Ascent, and he critical hits my Lapras, which is not very good. Obviously, as we've just gone through, Lapras would have survived that. I do Brave Bird into the Kyogre here, which is kind of what I needed to do. I mean, it stops it from knocking out my Ho-Oh. Which is, I mean, it's also good for me that my Ho-Oh was faster than his Kyogre. Like I said in like one of the last videos, my Ho-Oh is a little bit different to John Who's. It is a bit faster, and so, you know, it's faster than his Kyogre, which is what it needs to be basically. But I'm still like, you know, I'm in a really good position even still. Like, okay, that was really unfortunate with the you know, Dragon Ascent. Critical hit on my Lapras. You know, okay, I've still got a pretty much full health Ho-Oh here, and like, I've still, all I've got to do is press Brave Bird to win, because like a Brave Bird is going to knock out his Rayquaza from here. I am 3 hit points off of maximum. I am 190 hit points out of 193. I've got leftovers. I thought I shouldn't protect here, just in case he had like Swords Dance or Dragon Dance or something like that. Just to try and take advantage of like a little bit of a protect, but like there's no way that that 3 HP was going to do anything for me. I know that I can easily survive this Dragon Ascent. And so he goes for the Dragon Ascent, all he can do, and I can just knock him out with the Brave Bird afterwards and, you know, win the game. But, oh, look at that. Look at all of that HP falling away from Ho-Oh. He gets another critical hit to win the game. Now, as you can imagine, I was really, 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 really unhappy about that. He got 2 critical hits. He needed both of them to win the game. The odds of that are really low. That is probably the unluckiest I have been in any official tournament game ever. Those 2 critical hits that he needed, he got them both, and I was really annoyed. Incidentally, this guy did continue to go on to top cut the event, and I didn't. You know, my tournament run went downhill pretty drastically from here. If I'd won this game as I should have, then who knows what what would have happened. Like, you know, this guy, he wouldn't have top cut. You know, I would have definitely got some championship points from the event. You know, it's that's Pokemon, isn't it? Like, this game just sums up the tournament for me, I suppose. 2 critical hits. He needed them both. He got them both. Unhappy Barry. But that's Pokemon, and that's how it goes. So, you know, I hope you've enjoyed this video. You know, please share it and like it and everything if you've enjoyed it. And, you know, thanks a lot for watching this, guys. The next video, round 4, will be going on tomorrow. So, thanks again, and goodbye for now.